What's up guys, welcome back to the next video learning Laravel. My name is QDSani and you guys watching my channel Coraiwood. Alright, so in this video we're going to talk about blade templates. Alright, so before everything else we start, you guys go ahead and fire up your Laravel PHP artisan serve. As we said previously here that we have a master, and if you guys observe here that we have a master.blade, and in the previous video we have created abc.php, but you guys seen that the PHP accepts the abc here like pretty much fine, with the exception of the blade. So we don't have a blade. If you observe here, it's a abc.php, but we don't have anything like master.blade. We can write master.php as well, but the only problem is that, as I have demonstrated to you guys in the last video, you guys cannot cannot put this way, but you can put this way. So if you have a PHP, we are very restricted to this way. You can write either this way, or we can put it this way, or this PHP. But if you come here in the blade, we can write this way, our array. So as I said to you guys, this array is coming from the route from here, name, age, and channel. So if you can in name and channel, as we have seen, if you don't know about this, you guys make sure you guys go ahead and check out our previous videos about how we have passed this data from the route to here, the array of data. So that's our array, name, age, and channel. Alright, so now template. What is a template actually? Laravel offers a very powerful rendering engine called Blade, and this Blade was inspired from Microsoft.net, or you can call it NET's Razor engine. So Razor engine. So if you guys know about NET's .NET's Razor engine, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so but that's beyond the scope of this video. We are not going to dive deep inside the. We are not going to go inside the Net's Razor engine, but just let you guys know that this is have a very easy. This Laravel blading engine is very easy, and you guys gonna learn it in no time. And as you guys gonna see here that this is here, you can put your variable this way. And we have already demonstrated to you guys. So if you guys want to put your array, the first one is that you guys need to put your view master, and you can put your array. Keep in mind, you can use your ABC like this too. You can render it like this, as we have seen here. You can render your ABC. You don't have to put a blade or anything. You can render your ABC, but the only difference between ABC, you guys cannot put this one, double curly braces. You guys cannot put this one. And keep in mind, this is for security. This is for your own security, and that's what the templating engine in Laravel offers. So it's very powerful. You guys can put your conditional statements. You guys can put your loop statement inside the blade. You guys can put section. You guys can extend it. You name it. You can do whatever you guys want. So how do we do that? You guys can do it with the @ symbol. So if you put if, it means that you guys wanna put a, for example, you guys wanna do your if statement. If you guys gonna do for example this one, say for each, you guys can for example do this one for each, like for each loop. So you guys can do your looping. You guys can do, for example, extend. It means you guys gonna extend your templating engine. So you guys can inject actually when you guys extending. For example, if you're gonna create your header and footer here, then you guys through the master, you guys can extend all of them, of all of your header and footer. We're gonna go to the extending the future videos, but for now, if we're gonna practice with conditional statements. If in template we're gonna put at. Say for example, this means echo. Say when you gonna come and say we do this way, put our variables. So we put our variables here, as we have seen here, where this variable, the variables here inside the route. So if you look in here inside our route, if you go to the first page, we have a name, age, and channel, because that's our array. And here we are demonstrating this one. That's our variable here. So with the two curly braces we can put our variable, and this is an excellent way when you guys echo your data. That's exactly similar to this guys here, our as I said, to this guys here. Alright, so we're gonna close these ones, we're gonna save, and make sure you guys close these ones, and because we're gonna work with Blade, and we're gonna leave this one on. But here, if you guys this is the page that you guys gonna look at here, but here we're gonna do all our practice here with the Blade. So I'm gonna remove these ones, but keep in mind that later on we're gonna move this master, because master is very important in Laravel. We have to move it to the folder. We have to create a folder layout, so we have to gonna move, and we have to go to clear all, and we have to extend our there is something called yield, our template. Say for example, if you wanna put a yield, then it means we're gonna yield our we're gonna put our contents here. But for the time being, because we are not in on the yield at the moment, so now what we're gonna do, that I'm gonna show you guys the control statements. There is something called control statements, and we can do with for example, if you guys here, and we're gonna put it, that's the default, and we're gonna put div, and this div we're gonna put a class, and what we're gonna do inside the class, we're gonna put a panel, and we're gonna panel default, and here we have gonna put a HR to break it. So here we're gonna do our practice. Say here we're gonna put something, say we're gonna do our practice, and keep in mind later on you guys needs to remove this one. So we're gonna put a practice, but there is no harm for us to practice our Laravel here, because we are learning, and that's going to be our master, and you guys going to get familiar with the master.blade, and later on when we're going to create our layouts, then you guys know that this master was very important, because it's kind of coming from the beginning of the video, and we're going to move it towards the layout. But don't be confused, and we're going to explain to you guys step by step. Alright, so now we're gonna put a, for example, practicing blading engine, for example. So we're gonna see how it looks. We're gonna come here, and we're gonna see that's our line that we put it, and we're gonna practice all our blading engine here. And keep in mind, as we're gonna progress, and we're gonna be mastering Blade, we're gonna remove this all whatever the contents you're gonna see here. So if you want to save it, you can save it, say for example a file, say txt or something, somewhere, if you want to reference it for the future videos. So if, for example, you guys gonna go in the root and create the lessons.txt, you guys can put this one, and you can put it inside the txt. That's the best way. If you guys, for example, go here and put a control S, so you're gonna come in and you're gonna put a, say for example, lesson.txt, for example. You can put it this way as well, or you can put a txt. So what happens that if you want to put your very important documents or something, you guys can put it in inside here. So now the Laravel sees this one as just a txt file. There's nothing, there is no harm here, because that's for your own purposes. If you want to keep it, and now whatever you guys are going to write here, Laravel is not going to bother about rendering, or Laravel is not going to do anything here. So it's up to you. You want to use it, you can use it. You don't want to use it, you don't want to use it. But we're going to come here, and we're going to see how we're going to use the if. So for example, we're going to put a control statement if, and what we're going to use inside if, for example, we're going to say our user ID, we're going to put a user, and we're going to put ID equals to, for example, 100. So we're gonna render user is yes Daniel, for example, and then what happens if there is a else? We're gonna put else user is not yazdani. And make sure at the end of every if, you guys can put an end if. So you guys can put an at end if. Make sure you guys do this. So we have put a control statement as a condition. We put a if user ID is equal to 100, the user is yazdani, else the user is not yazdani. So we have put a end if. So you guys learning a Laravel, it means you guys are very good at PHP, MVC, PHP, basic PHP. So this is the basic PHP, as you guys gonna come this way. If in the normal PHP, if for example the user, for example user ID equals to 100, then we can do else, and we do end if. So that's how it is in the normal PHP. Then we do echo user is yazdani, and else we go echo user is not yazdani. Alright, so this is a normal PHP. That's exactly similar, but here if you guys observe here, we have that's a normal PHP, and if you have observed here, that's exactly the similar, but we have some called something like this here because we're injecting. So look at here, though we remove this one, we remove this one. Alright, so now we have set our control statement and the if condition. We need some sort of say for example in the normal PHP we put a user ID, and we put assign, say for example 100 to user ID. So but we don't have any sort of mechanism here to put that one here. So what we're gonna do is we go here in our route, and we're gonna add a user ID here because this route is connected to the master. So we have a master, we have a 3 variable, but we don't have a user ID. Say for example now we have a name, variable age, and variable channel. So what we do is we do user ID and double arrow operator. For example now we assign to say 100. So we're gonna save all, and we're gonna come, and now if we refresh, and we're gonna see the user is yazdani. So that's how this one works. The if you guys look in here, the if conditional statements inside the Laravel, that's how the master, the power, you can see now the power of the Blade templating engine is very, very powerful, that we can even put our here the conditional here. So if the user ID is equal to 100, the user is yazdani. So what about if you're going to change here to say for example one more 0? So if we add one more 0 and we're going to come and refresh, the user is not yazdani because that thing is changed. So that's what we're going to practice all our conditional statement. We're going to do our looping, we're going to do all sorts of our practice here, and once, as I said, once we get to some very advanced levels of Laravel, then we're going to remove all, and we're going to extend this blading engine, this master blade, because in Laravel masters has it's very like very have a central name. So that's keep in mind. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. If you guys have any question or comment, leave it in comment box. Otherwise I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.